walls. Emmer may not all of this yet, but he feels the weight. He knows adults are hiding things. He knows Gibbs is not telling the full trust. He knows Yuse is not acting alone. He knows Bahita's death is not a simple. People wanted him to believe, and most importantly, he knows that his fire was not just an accident in the emotional sense. Even if people try to explain it away, something is moving against them. His angers become sharper because now it is directions. Before he was angry at fate, at footballs, at himself, at life. Now his anger has name, gallops, use, and however help hide the trust. A strong script must let Emmer change slowly, not suddenly. He should not wake up morning as a perfect hero. He should still be confused. He still make mistake. He should still push away people who loved him. That make him real. After the fire, when Malik tries to speak with him, he may answer too harshly, not because he does not care, but because he cares too much and does not know how to carry it. When Hassan talk about the transfer again, Emmer may because energy, because he feels everyone is trying to decide his life. When Sado jokes, Emir may not smile, and Sado's may feel hurt when Mert warms into the careful. Emmer may say he tries or begins careful. These small moment matters. They show that trauma does not turn a person into a clean hero. It makes him rough, unfair, quiet, and sometimes blind. But the audience stay with the because they understand where the pain comes from. Gallops, meanwhile, should not be written as a simple villain who shout all the times. His angers come from calmness. He knows how to wait. He lets other people get dirty while he speaks. His hand clean when he hears about the fire. He may act sad when people question him. He may speak softly. When Emmer refuses him, he may say he respects the obey boy decisions. But his eyes show something else. Men like lips do not need to raise them. Their voices, their power in the fact that others raise voices for them. He can destroy someone's futures with one phone call and still drink tea without shaking. This makes him more frightening. He understands that Emmer cannot be broken only by threats, so he tries to surround him with need. If his neighborhood needs money, if his shop is damaged, if Emmer's friend needs work, if the team needs him, then Galip can make himself look like the only solutions. That is how power works. It creates the problem, then sells itself as the answers. Use is different. He burns hotter. He is impatient. He wants to see Emmer's fall with his own eyes. He does not hide with own eyes. He does not hide jealousy well. He may believe he is smarter than everyone, but his angers make him careless. The official story movement suggests he is ready to risk even if he own life, and that is exactly what makes him dangerous. A careful enemy can studies a reckless enemy can cause damage no one planned. Use may think he is playing a game, but the fire shows that the game can kill people. His biggest weakness is that he does not understand the neighborhood. He thinks fear will scatter them, but fear can also bring them together. After the fight, more people stand with Emmer's not fevers. Use attack may end, giving Emmer the strength he had lost. Na's roles can also grow them. Point after surviving danger, she should not be written only as someone taken and silenced. She has been faced of risk. She knows how close death came. That can change a person's. Naz may begin asking her own questions. She may remember details from a fire, sound, a smell, a shadow, a voice. Something small that later matters. She may also challenge Emmer's. When he becomes too focused on revenge, she can remind him that justice and revenge are not the same thing. When he tries to protect her by pushing her away, She can refuses to thread like a weak person. This gives their connection strength. Love is this story should not only be soft looks and sad music. It should be two people standing in smoke telling each other's heart trust the story emotional hurt is still friendship. ML group is not perfect and that makes it believable. They argue, they blame each other, they hide fears, they make bad decisions. But when dangers come, the stand close. Hassan may think like a leader sometimes, but he also carries jealousy because Amr is the one big chance. Sado may act careless, but deep inside he is scared of begins left behind. If Amr becomes successful, Mert may want peace, but peace is hard when everyone around him is choosing sides. Malik may love the group, but she also sees how pride can destroy them. Their friendship is being tested not by one problem but by many money, fame, death, dangers, love, and trust. A weak friendship breaks under one of these. A strong friendship cracks, bleeds, and still hold as the section move forward. The script should show the neighborhood after the fire is long emotional details. The morning after is important. Smoke stains remain. The street is quieter than usual. People speak with raised voices. Someone speaks broken glass. Someone brings tea to the workers fixing the front. Someone leaves bread at the door. Someone says thank God the survive. And another person answers this was no normal thing. Emma stands there watching everyone help. For the first time in days, he understands that his fight is not only his own. If he stays broken, the people who believe in him also lose something. He does not have the right to despair into pain forever. This note does not mean he is healed. It means has a reason to stand up. There comes the moment when he learns a new trust. This trust should not be thrown into the story too quickly. It should arrive like a stone through glass. Maybe Tariq brings the information, maybe Zankar heard something, maybe a piece of footage shows someone near meters on the night of his death. Maybe the image is not clear enough to prove everything, but clear enough to destroy the old story. Amar look at the end and feels the world stop. The sound around him fades. He sees not be only a clue but a betrayal. Someone knew, someone lied, someone let him suffer while hiding the trust. He faces change again. This is the moment where grief becomes mission. His anchor spot matters here. When Emers move, he should not move alone. The neighborhood backing is not shown like a big army seems at first. It machines say he can bronze the van, a shopkeeper say he can a car that night. An old woman say that remember a strangers asking the directions. As a boy he found something near the alley. A boy say he found something near the alley. A mother tell her sons to stand amers but not lose himself. These small details make the neighborhood feels alive and useful. They also show that trust is not found only by police or rich people with cameras. Sometimes trust is found by a street that refuses to forget. Khalif word will feel the moment. Powerful people always know when the ground shifts. Maybe a man whispers to Galib that Amr has been something. Maybe you say arrive nervous, ask what are making to stay her. Also around his glass, he understands that Amr with grief is manageable. Amr with a clue is dangerous. With Amr, the neighborhood behind him in a closer to or crush him faster. The transfer offer become more than a sports deals. It becomes a trap, a test, and maybe a way to control him. Galip may think Bring him inside and we can watch him, but Emmers may think the same thing from the other side. But Emmers may think the same thing from the other side. I will enter their world and learn the trust. This creates strong tensions because both sides may use the same lead to different reasons. At this point, the script can begin to shape Emmer's next move. He does not accept her offer like a boy chasing fame. He considers it like a fight entering enemy land. This is important for dignity. He is not begins bout, he is making a move. But the risk is that once a person enters a dirty game, he dirty can touch him too. His friend may not all agree. Hassans may say this is smart. Sado may worry that Amar is walking into a cage. Malt may ask what happened. Is Caliph control the contract? Malik may say the hardest thing. Do not become like them. Will try to beat them. Emmers may not answer because he knows she is right. This signal can guide the whole section. The danger is not only losing, the danger is winning in a way that destroys who you are. The love story should stay under the main conflict, not take up Amr and Malik or Isnik Nas, depending on the directions of the full story, must be written with emotional care. The audience should feel the tension through simple movement, a look after the fire, a hand almost touching but stopping, a sentence that means more than is say, a fight where the real subject is fears, not anger. In say English, the emotional can be clear and strong. She is afraid to be will die. He is afraid everyone he lost the hurt because of him. This is enough. Good drama does not need complicated word when the hurt is clear. The theme of Altı, Üstü can also be explained inside the narration. The title itself gives a powerful idea. The upper side and the lower side, the visible and the hidden, the rich Istanbul and the poor Istanbul, the life poor show and the trust under it. Emmer live in the lower side, but his talent give him a chance to step into the upper side. Yet the upper side is not clean. It has secret lines and people who smile while planning harm. The lower side has poverty and pain, but it also loyalty, money and courage. The series can show that neither side is simple. Some peoples below can betray, some peoples above can feel trapped, but the main fight is between these two. Use power to control and those who use to pain. Stand stronger. Behider's memory must remain alive throughout the sections. He should not become only a plot point. Emmer should remember him a small way. Maybe he remembers Bhatar's laugh near the field. Maybe he remembers a lesson about not laughing his head. Maybe he remembers an argument they never fixed. Grief often hurts most through unfinished things. Emmer may feel guilt because of something he said, or something he didn't do, or because he survived while Bhatar's did not. That guilt explains why football hurt him so much. The audience must understand that when Emmer avoids the field, he is not weak. He is trying not to face the palace where his heart broke. The football field itself should return near the middle or end the section after days where Emmers can stand the edge of the field while no one is planning. The ghost plots are quiet. The ground is duty. The city noise is far. He looks at the place where the once felt alive. He may touch the ball but not kick it there. A child from the neighborhood may run up and ask, Abby, are you planning again? Emmer does not answer at first. This small sense can say more than a long speech. The child sees a hero. Emmer feels like a broken man. The gap between those two weavers in the pain of the story. Finally, he may roll the ball back to the child and say, not yet. This means he is close but not ready. Or he may kick the ball once hard and watch it is hit and net, showing that the fire is still inside him. The section can end with Emmers making a decision but not revealing everything to everyone. He knows he must face Caliph and Uze. He knows he must learn that about Bahiatars. He knows the transfer offer may be rolled into the enemy house. He also knows that every person close to him may be used against him, so he begins to plan carefully. This is a new Emmer's not healed, not happy, not saved, but away. The boy who ran from the field is gone. The boy who blindly trusted people is gone. In the place stands someone more dangerous, a young man with pain, talent, with a reason. The final part of this section should be like a storm nightfall over Istanbul, the rich side of the city. Shines across the water in the neighborhood like freckles in small home. The burnt kebab shop stand like a scared Emil walk through the street and people watch him from doors, windows. They not just cheers, they do not need to. Their silence set the hour with him. Hassan, Sado, Mert and Malik follow at distance. Naz watches from the side, still carrying the fear of the fire in her eyes. Tariq holds a clue that changes everything. Someone else uses sits in a car, nervous and angry. Caleb stands near a window, looking down at the city as belonged to him, but for the first time that ownership feels less certain. Emmers reached the place where the street opened should the main road. He stopped the camera, his own face. He is not smiling. His eyes carry Bahitars, the fire, Nas, dangers, Malik, fear, his friend, hope, and the whole neighborhood anger. He talks out his phone. He looked at Galip number, at the message about the transfer, or at the image from the night of Bahitars' death. His thumb stays still of second, then he makes the call. When Galip answers, Amy does not real anger, does not need always go noise. He say he is ready to talk. Galip smiles on the other side, thinking the bay has finally comes to him, but Emmer face tell the audience the trust. He is not coming as prey. He is coming as a hunter who has learned to wait. This is where section 1 closes, with the city holding the breath. The fire has not ended the story, it has started the real war. Bahitar's death is no longer only a tragedy, it is locked door, and Emmer now has the first key. Galip still has money, Yusei still has dangers. The precise of Istanbul still shines, but below that shine, in the street that powerful people ignore until they need something, a young man is rising. He does not clearly, he rises with fear, mistake, anger and pain, but he rises, and when someone like Emmer rises from the low side of Istanbul, the upper side must finally people under them when never weak, they only waiting for the right moment to turn the city upside down. The next moment of the story should begins from the decisions Emmer was to Galip open a new door, but it also placed him in greatest dangers. Galip will not trust him fully, and Yusei will not accept him quietly. The team will become a new battlefield. Every training seasons can hide a threat. Every friendly handshake can carry poisons. Every fan handshake can carry poisons. Emmer will have to act like he is accepting a future while secretly searching for the past. This is difficult game because Emmer is emotional, and emotional people are not always good at hiding their faces. He will need help. He will need Malek calm mind, Hassan's courage, shadow street sense, mad, careful eyes, steady questions, and the silent spot of using curse. Militia is also he can be trapped together. They can become a face. But togetherness also bring dangers. The more people know, the more people can be hurt. Emmer may try to protect his friend by keeping some trust to himself. This will create new conflict. Hassan may feel insulted. Sado may think Emmer no longer trusted him. Malik may understand why he is hiding. things, but still feels pushed away. Naz may become angry because after nearly dying in the fire, she does not want to be treated like someone who should stay outside the trust. These emotional cracks are important because Calip and Yuse can use them. Powerful enemies do not only attack bodies and shop, they attack trust. They plant doubt, they make friends question each other. They turns love into fear and fears into distance. Amar's biggest challenge may not be called goals or fighting proof. His biggest challenge may be keeping his peoples together while the enemy tries to pull them apart. The kebab shop damage also creates a money problem. This is important because money pressures makes drama real. It is easy to speak about pride when there is food on the table. It is harder when a family business is burned, debts are growing, and workers need pay. Galip's offers becomes more tempting because the neighborhood needs help. Some people may begin to say, why should Emma refuse? In Prit going to rebuild the shop, it angers going to feed people. These questions are painful because they are not fully wrong. Poverty forces people to accept help from hands. Why do not trust Amar will these whispers, they will hurt them because he knows his decisions affect more than himself. If he says no to Galip, some people may blame him. If he says I, some people may think he owed himself. That this is the trap of begin the hope of a poor place. Whatever you choose, someone gets hurt. Malik may become the voice that reminds the audience of balance. She can stall that Emma's accepting help is not shameful, but accepting change is dangerous. She can tell that pushing Emma's too hard may make him fall. She cannot shadow that jokes cannot cover fears forever. She can tell herself that loving someone does not mean saving him from every mistake. Her own story should also grow. Maybe Malik has dreams too. Maybe she does not want her life to be only about Emma's choices. A good script gives every major character a personal hunger. Malik may want education, respect, freedom, or a life where she is not always accept to fix broken man. His strength becomes more powerful when he sees what is caused her. Hassan's inner conflict can become strong in the sections as well. He spot Emma, but he may also feel trapped in Emma's shadow when people speak about the neighborhood futures. Hassan does speak about Emma's talent, but Hassan also has dreams. He may not have the same gift, but he has loyalty, strength, and intelligence. Still, the world often notices only the star. This can create quiet jealousy, not evil jealousy, but human jealousy. Hassan can love Emma has still feel pain when everyone treats Emma as the only way out. This is realistic. Friendship does not mean never feeling small. It means choosing not to let that feeling become betrayal. Hassan test will be gathered too. He can stand beside Emers without losing himself. Shadow roles can bring light without becoming empty comedy. In a heavy story, humor is not just for laughter. It is survival. People is hard. Neighborhoods joke because carrying every day would destroy them. Shadow can make people's laughter after the fire, not because he does not care, but because he cannot breathe inside sadness. Yet the script should also show the moment when he mask dropped. Maybe he sits alone the burned shop and quietly touch a black knit chairs. Maybe he tells Mar that he was scared. Emmer and Naz would die. Maybe he admits that he does not know what they are doing anymore. They are honest moment can make the audience love him more than 10 jokes. Mart can be the observe. He noticed details other miss. He sees a car passing trees. He remembers a man shows. He hears a name in a conversation. He understands that reckless moves can get them killed. His problem is that careful people are often ignored in emotional group. Amr moves with anger. Hassan moves with loyalty. Sado moves with instinct. Malik moves with hearts. Mars move through the group need him, but this can create tension and later pay off when Murd warning turns out to be right. The group will understand his value. Nas after the fire can carry both trauma and strength. He may have nightmares. He may flinch at the smell of smoke, but she may also become more determined. People often expect survive to become quiet, but sometimes surviving makes a furious. Nas can refuse to let the fire define her a victim. She may start asking who was near the shop, who left early, who called whom, and why certainly people arrive too late. Her questions can push the plot. Amber may try to stop her, but she can tell him that he does not own the pain. She was in the fire too. Her life was also on the line. That gives her the reach to search for an answer. Faria's past should be used like a slow burning secrets. This person she met from the past may know something about Galip Bahitiars or the old roots of the neighborhood problem. Firaz may try to hide the meeting because she believes silence protects the family. But silence is often what allowed powerful people to win in the first place. Her storyline can show the old generation's mistake, the survive by swallowing trust. The younger generation, led by Amir, may choose the spit the trust out even if cuts them. This creates a powerful contrast between survival and resistance. The official story direction say new secrets are coming out and the script should treat secrets like falling stones on that. Secrets should not solve everything, it should open and other questions. If the footage shows someone near Bihar, then the next episode is why. If someone lied about where the next question is who told them to lie. If the fire connect to the same people, the next question is that they are trying to hide. Each answer should make the dangers lingers. This keep the audience know without repeating the same conflict. Add strong 7,000 word section also needs emotional rhythm. It should not to be only dangers. There should be moment of quiet. Emmer washing smoke, film the hands but still smelling fire. Malik sitting with Naz and saying nothing because sometimes silence is kinder than advice. Hassan helping rebuild the shop while pretending he is not right. Sado bringing tea to everyone and saying it is terrible tea, but they drink it anyway. Mud staring at a photo and realizing one detail is wrong. Faria closing an old box quickly when someone entered the room. These small mistakes moment when the big drama believable. The city can be described against as the section depend. Istanbul is not only a background, it is pressures. The same city that gives Emir our dream also block his road. The bridge cannot places, but people remain divided. The sea shines, but many people living near it cannot afford to sit the restaurant facing it. The stadium lights look beautiful, but the road to those lights to controlled by a man like Galip. The back streets are crowded, but lonely secrets hide there. The titles become a mood above and below, surface and trust. Shine and spoke. Emmer is standing between those layers. Emmer finally agreed to meet Caleb. The meeting should be written with tensions. It should not happen in a loud place. Maybe Caleb choose a clean office high above the city, with glass walls and a view of Istanbul. This setting matters. Emmer comes from street where everyone hears everything. Galip sit in a place where the city is silent. Behind glass from up there's the neighborhood looks small. That is exactly how Galip see it. Emmer noticed this. He understands that Galip does not only have money, he has distance. Although powerful people do not feel the damage they cause. A burnt shop is tears and on the street, but from a high office it is only news. Caleb welcomes Emmer's like father's figure. He offers tea, maybe father's figures. He tears, offers maybe coffee, maybe kind words about talent and future. He says Emmer has a rare gift. He says boys like should not waste themselves in anger. He says Bahitiars would have wanted him to play. These last lines cut Emmer deeply because Galip uses Bahitiar's memory like a tool. Emmer controls himself. He does not want to show how much it hurts. He listens, he watches, he lets Galip speak. This is hard off from him because he wants to accuse him, but he knows accusations without proof is only noise. For the first time, Emma tried to play a different kind of match. No balls, no field, no crowd, just world eyes and hidden arrives. Yuse may enter the meeting or watch from outside. His presence adds heat. He cannot hide his betrayal. He may make a small insult about the neighborhood or the fire. Emmer's jaw tightens. Galip noticed and smiled silently because he is testing him. These scenes can show the difference between Galip and Yuse. Galip uses control, Yuse uses provocations. Emmer must not fall to ethers. He must leave the room with more information than he brought in. Maybe he sees as files on the tables. Maybe he hears Galip mention a name he should not know. Maybe Uzair reacts gently when Bahitiar's footage is mentioned. Their clue can be small, but for momentary letters it becomes important. While Emmer is in Galip world, the neighborhood varies. Malik may peace. Hassan may say Emmer can handle himself, but this voice lacks confidence. Sado may suggest going after him, and Murd may say that would make things wrong. Naz may ask why everyone is acting like Emmer must cry the dangers alone. These parallel scenes keep the emotional stake high. The audience knows Emmer is not alone in love. Even if he is thrown in the room after the meeting, Emmer returns changed again, not because Galip defeated him, but because he has seen the size of the enemy world. He now understands that this is not just a fight with one jealous rivals. It is a system, contract, money, teams, cameraman, police, connections, old secrets, and neighborhood pressure are tied together. He tells the group only part of what happened. This creates immediate tensions. Malik sees he is hiding something. Hassan sees the demand the trust. Emmer says he lets the know. He says that they are. Nas become angry at that. She says safety built on lies is not safety. This argument should be emotional because both sides are right. Emmers want to protect them. They want to stand with him. The strategy is that love can look like control when fear speaks through it. The section should move toward a final emotional decisions. Emma decides he will step back on the field but not as the same person. He will use football to get close to the trust. He will let Caleb think he is begins pulled in. He will let Jose think the fight is only about the team, but he will watch, listen, and wait. This gives the audience a strong reasons to continue. The sports storyline and mystery storyline becomes one. Every goals, every training, every lockers room conversations can reveal something. Emmer talent becomes his weapons, but his hearts remain his weakness. Before the section and give Bahitiars one more memory, Emmer goes to a quiet plan connected to him. Maybe the old field, maybe a world where they once sat, maybe a grave. He speaks softly, not in a dramatic speech, but like a young man why does not know how to pray properly. He says he does not know he is doing the right thing. He says angry, he says misses him, he says he is scared of becoming someone. But he tears would not recognize. Then he promised one thing. He will find the trust not for revenge only. But so his the lies does not become stronger that the life what was lost. Emmer fight must be about trust, not only anger. The closing image can return to the city. Morning comes. The field is waiting. The neighborhood is watching. Gallif cars arrives. Jose stands with a cold face. Emmer step faces forward. His friends stand behind the fence. Malik watches with fear and pride. Nas stands behind her, no longer only a survivor but part of the fight. Hassan folds his arms. Sato tries to smile. Mud watches everything. Talk holds the next clue. Faria sees someone from her past across the street and goes pale. The whistles blow. Emmer touches the balls for a second. The whole city seems quiet. Then he runs. This is not only a return to football, it is the beginning of a plan. Every step say he is doing, hiding. Every breath says Bahitiar has not been forgotten. Every touch of the ball says Galib does not own him. Jose watches with anger because he understands that Emmer's talent is still alive. The neighborhood watches him with hope because they understand that their boys they can come back, but the audience understand back to the old dream. He has entered a new war, warning the clothes of a dream. As the camera follow him across the field, the narrations can say is Istanbul. The he makes faces, it makes some people towers and gives others smoke, it gives some people's power and gives others hunger. But sometimes from the lowest street someone rises with enough fire to make the whole city look down. Emmer is the not clean of fear, he is not free from pain, he is not safe from mistake, but he is moving. And in a city where standing still means begins burnt, movement itself it rebellions. The walls leave Emmer's food and flees towards the goals. The scenes cut before we see whether it enters. That is the perfect ending for section 1 because the story is not about no one goal, it is about the questions that now hangs over everyone with Emmer's. Will the game or will change come in the next section where the field becomes a trap, friendship begins to crack, under pressures and the secrets under Istanbul rises closer to the surface. The field becomes a trap. Morning comes to Istanbul, but it is not burying places. The sun rises over the watch, touches the glass tower, slides down the old walls, and reaches the narrow street of Yonkers. Mahila sighs like a tried hand. This city looks beautiful from far away, but close to the ground. Beauty has smoke on it. The kebab shop still carries the black mark of the fire. The smell has not fully left the walls. Even after people wash the floor and open the windows, the air still feels burned. It is only the shop that was burned. Something inside the neighborhood has burned to the old trust, the small safety, the feeling that dangers belong to other street. All of that is gone now. People still come and go, but they look behind themselves more often. Mothers call their children home earlier. Men stop talking when a strange car passes. Women lowers their voices when Gallup name is mentioned. The whole neighborhood has become careful, and careful people do not laugh easily. Emmer wakes before the calls to prayers has fully faded from the street. He has not slept well. Every time he closes his eyes, he saws and the fire again. He saw smoke rolling like a dark animal. He saw Na's frightened face. He saw Bahitiar's empty place. Beside him, he saw Gollip's calm sighs and Yusef's burning eyes. His room feels smaller than before. The walls feel too close on a chairs near the bed. His footballs boots are watching. They are clean, almost too clean. They like belongs to another's boy. Emmers look at them for a long time. Once Dad believed that those boots would carry out of poverty. Now they look like a key to look room full of snakes. He knows that going back to the field is not a simple return. It is not about playing well, hiring chairs, or proving talent. It is about entering the house of people he does not trust. It is about pretending to accept futures while searching for the trust of the people's past. He stands, watches his hand, and he looks in the mirrors. The person looking back at him does not look like a hero. His eyes are tired. Him is right. Tight. His face is young, but the pain is old. Then his age. He thinks of Bahitiar's again. He thinks of the brother's voice, his laugh, and the way he used to say that a man must not bend his neck before money. That money hurt because Amar is about to walk into a place where money rules every wall. He whispers that he is not bending. He is entering. There is a different. At least he wants to believe there is a different. Outside, Hassan is already waiting near the corner. He tries to look normal, but he has been awake too. His hands are in his pockets and his eyes keep moving up and down the street. Hassan always wants to be the strong one. He wants to be the friend who does not shake, the one who says the right thing, then one who stands first when a fight starts. But his morning, even he feels the pressures. When Amr steps out, Hassan says nothing for a moment. He only looks at the bag in Amr's hand. The boots are inside. That is enough. Hassan understands Amr is going back to the field. Shadow appears next, eating half a piece of bread and acting like this is a normal morning. He complains that nobody told his whether this is a serious mission or a furious walk. He says if they are going to look his sad, someone should bring a drum and make it official. Hassan tells him to shut up, but the corner of his mouth move a little shadow. See it and feels proud in the neighborhood. Making someone smiles after a fire is a small victory. The Mud joins them quite as always. He has a small notebook in his pockets, and he has written notebook in his pockets down things he noticed after the fire. He times of the first smoke, the car scenes near the side street, the man wore dark jacket, the broken camera near the shop, and the strange calls that came to shop before closing. Mart is not sure what these details means yet, but he knows details are like small stones. One stones may look useless, but many stones can build a wall or break a window. Malik comes last. She does not walk with the boys at first. She stops in front of the burnt shop and touches the dark edge of the door. Her face changes. She remembers how close the fire came to taking people off them. She remembers not coaching, Emmer's running, and everyone screaming. Then she turns toward Emmer. He does not meet her eyes immediately. He knows she has questions. He has also knows he has no answers that will make her feel safe. Malik walks closer and asks if it is yours. Emmer says no. The answer surprised everyone because they expected pride. But Emmer is tired of laying off the people who know his face too well. He says he is not sure of anything, but staying still has become worse than moving. Malik looks at him carefully. She wants him to tell not to go. She wants to tell that Galibu is dirty, that Yuse is dangerous, that they are more cost more than he is think, but she also knows that his step she stop him now, his heart will stay trapped forever. So she only says one thing: do not forget who is standing behind you. The sentence stays with Emmers as they walk. It is simple sentence, but it carries the weight of the whole neighborhood. Emmer has always thought of himself as someone trying to escape the secret street. But now, for the first time, he feels like the street as not only something to escape from, they are also something to carry. Every wall, every shop, every broken pavement, every face watching from a window has become part of him. If he wins, they feel it. If he falls, they will feel it too. That is the problem with begins hope. Hope does not belong only to the persons who carries it. It belongs to everyone who has nothing else. Galip's car is waiting near the main road. It is black, polished, and too clean for the neighborhood. It looks like it has never touched dust, even though it is parked on a duty street. The driver steps out and opens the doors. Emmer stops for a second. He wants to turn back, not because he is afraid of Galip, but because his car feels like a lion. On one side is the street that arrested him, on the other side the world that may swallow him. Hassan moves, it wants to go with him, but the driver says only Emmer is expected. Shadow starts to argue, but Emmer lifts his hands. He tells them he will go alone. Malik does not like it. Naz, who has come quietly from the other side of the street, does not like it either. She has not fully recovered from the fire, and her face is pale, but her eyes are hard. She tells Emmer that people who go alone are easier to trap. Emmer says he knows. Nas says knowing is not the same as listening. He has no answers for that. Before entering the cars, Amr turns and looks at them. Hassan's shadow marks Malik Naz, and behind them, the burnt shop, the street, the windows, and the old man pretending not to watch, the woman holding tea glasses, the children standing with school's bag. He carries these pictures with him. Then he gets into the car. The drivers through Istanbul feels like crossing from one life to another. The street widens, the building grows taller, the car becomes newer, the faces change. Amr watches the city through the window. He has lived in Istanbul all his life, but some part of the still it feels forget to him. They are places where people drink coffee that cost more than a family dinner. They are buildings where no hearts, children fighting in her street. They are office where men decided the future of poor boy without even stepping into their homes. Immer thinks about how strange the city is. It can keep people side by side for years and still keep them world apart. When the car reaches the training facility, Immer understands that the field is not only grass, it is powerful made green. Security guards stand at the gate. Camera watch the entrance. Men in suits walk quickly while talking on phones. Young players move around with expensive bags and careful faces. Some looks at Amr with curiosity. Some look the Amers with disrespect. Some pretend not to see him. He noticed all of it in the neighborhood. People look dirty. Hairs must measure you before the speak. They ask without asking, who are you? Who sent you? How useful are you? How long you will last? Gallips becomes him inside with a soft smile. He speaks like a man opening a door to a son, not like a man setting a trap. He says Amr made the right decisions by coming. He says talent should not be wasted in smoke and sorrow. He says life sometimes burns. One road on and other's road on can open. Amr heard the burn and feels anger rises in the chest, but the keep his face still. He remembers Malik's word, do not forget he is standing behind you. If he explode now, Gali wins. If he stay cold, maybe he can learn something. Galip takes him to a room with wide glasses window facing the training pitch. Below them, players are warming up from upstairs. Everyone looks small. Amr noticed this and thinks that Galip has chosen this room for a reason. He likes to speak from above. He likes people to see the world from his height. If the only way to rise is to the stand beside him on the tables, there is fire with Amr's name on the futures. Within papers, salary contract, housing, sponsorship promises. Kelly pushes the file toward him. He says everything can be solved. The shop can buy help. The family can breathe. The neighborhood can be proud. Amr's name can be known across the country. All Amr has to do is trust the process. Trust the world feels dirty in that room. Amr looks at the fire but does not touch it. He asks why Galip wants him so much. Galip laughs softly and says because talent is rare. Amr asks his dad. All Galip smile stays, but his eyes sharpen. He says something a young man should not search for darkness when a light is being offered to him. Amr understands the warning. Galip is telling him to take the change, stop asking questions. The also telling him that questions can close doors, but Emmer did not come to keep open doors. He comes to see what is behind them. Yuse enters without knocking. He wears training clothes, but the face cares no spot in it, only angers. He look at Emmer's like has found dirt on clean floor. Gallup tells him they are talking. Yuse say he knows and that is problem. He asks if anyone can walk in front of pawn shop and become the golden boy. Now Emmer stands slowly. The room becomes tight. Gallup watches interested. Yuse wants a reaction. He wants Emmer to throw the first word, the first push, the first mistake. Emmer understands that. He smiles silently and say nothing. That silence burned Yuse more than an insult. Yuse step closer and say field will show who belongs there. Emmer answers at last. He says that field always shows more than people want. For a moment, Gallup eyes move from Yuse to Emmer. He understands that is the boy is not easy to push at the rope. The first training tensions begins under a strange sky. It is bright, but the ride feels heavy. Emmer's the change in our locker's room where nobody speaks to him warmly. Some warmly people know the story, only others know rumors. A boy from a poor neighborhood, a brother's death under unclear shadow, a fire. Gallup speeches interest. Yuse shares anger. This is enough to make everyone careful. Is football talent can bring respect, but special treatment bring enemies. Ties his boots slowly. His hands are steady. His inside, but he feels pain walking. The smell of grass reaches him, the sound of the balls fall. For a second, he is child again, running after a ball. It a street too narrow for dream. Then he back in the locker's room, surrounded by men who may smiles toward and betrays tomorrow. When he stepped onto the pitch, the world changed. No matter how dirty the story around him became, the ball still speaks a language his body understands. At first he tries to stay calm. He jogs, stretch, listen to the coach. Yuse watches him with a cold grin. The training starts. Simple passing, movement control. Emmer first touches is careful. The balls leave in his foot clearly. A few players glance at each other. The second touch is sharper. The third is natural, but the fifth mint. Everyone sees with what Gallup already know. Emmer is not only a story. He can play. This make Yuse more dangerous. Men who fear losing plays do not always attacking openly. Sometimes they smile and wait for a moment. When the coach is looking away during a passing drill, Yuse and it balls hard. The laugh is the mistake. Emmer's control if anyone's during a spirit. Yuse cut across his path. Emmer's does not fall during a small match. Yuse goes into a tackle slate. Emmer jump over it. Hands keep the ball and passes through two defenders. The player secret without meaning to a few scout. The coach caps once. Gallup watched from above, smiles. Yuse face darkness on the sidelines. Emmer Bahitiar's move with memory. Do not play angry. Use the angers, but do not let the use that sentence save him more than one. Yuse want him angry because angry players make mistakes. Emmer want answers and answers need patience. So he keeps playing. Each passes become a question. Each runs become a message. He is telling everyone that he may come from the lower outside where shoes are brought. It only carries what Fields can do. Back in the neighborhood, the group weighted pieces. Hassan cannot still sit. He walks from the burn shop to the corners, from the corners to the tea place, from the tea place back again. Shadow says Hassan will ditch a road with its puts its keep walking. Hassan tells him is not funny. Shadow says nothing is funny anymore and that is exactly why it must keep trying. Mud sit with notebook and look again the details he has drawn as a rough map of strip around the kebab shop. He marks the place where the fire began, the alley where the strange, where the sea, and the corner where a camera stops working. Something bothers him. The broken camera is not near the main entrance. It is near the side door. If someone wanted to scare them, the front would be enough. If someone with the enters unseen, the side matters more. Malik sits with Naz inside a room behind the stove. Taz stand, hands still shake sometimes, but she hides them by holding a glass of water. Malik notices and does not mention it. Naz hates begins treated like glass. She has already heard enough soft voices asking if she is okay. She is not okay, but she is alive, and alive people should be allowed to the angry. She asked Malik whether Amr told her everything. Malik looked away. This is answers enough. Naz laughed without joy and says Amr thinks silence is protection. Malik says scares. He says everything is scarce. That does not give him to right. Decided alone, Malik understands more than she wants to admit. Amr has been keeping things inside since Bhetiar's death. At first everyone accepted it because Garif needs space, but now his silence has become a wall, and walls can protect or divide. Malik is afraid he will become so focused on Galip and you say that he will stop seeing in the people beside him. She also fears something deeper. Then he will think pain makes him special and special people can do anything. She has seen men in her neighborhood use pain as an excuse to hurt others. She does not want to ever become one of them. Tariq arrives near noon with new information. He does not make a big scene. He walks in quietly, checks the street behind him, and asks for Matt. The boy gathers in the back of the shop, gathers it back for wares burned in the vehicles. Tariq places the phone on the tables. On the screen is a blurry frame from the night Bhetiars died. It is not clear enough to prove everything, but it shows a figure near a black car. The figure is not facing the camera. Still something about the jacket, the wall, and the timing feel important. Mertenless closers. Hassan cruises under the bridge. Shadow stops jogging. Malak's face goes pale. Naz stares at the image like she wants to pull the trust out of it with her hands. Tariq said this is only one piece. The original footage may have been edited, but someone saved a short part before it disappears. He is trying to find the rest. Hassan asks who the person is. Tariq says he does not know yet. Merit says he may know where the car came from. Everyone looked at him. Mud opens his notebook and points at the alleys near the kebab shop. He says the same type of cars was seen before the fire. Maybe not the same car, but close enough to matter. Hassan asks Galip sent it. Tariq says they cannot jump on that without proof. Hassan smiles his hand on the table and says proof it always missing when rich men are involved. The Tariq does not deny it. He only says angers will not angers make the missing footage appears. This is first crack between them. Hassan wants actions, Tariq wants patience, Naz wants trust now, Malik wants everyone alive. Shadow wants to stand with the friends but fears they are stepping into waters too deep. Mud want them to look at details before moving. Everyone wants the same thing but they want in the different way. That is how group begins to break. Not because they stop loving each others, but because love becomes tied to different fears. At the training field, Emmer feels a similar crack opening. The coach and the session with a small match. Uze is planned on the opposite side. Galip watch from the balcony. Emmer knows this is not the chance. The first minutes are hard. Uze plays like want to hurt him without making it obvious. He pushes block, whispers. He says the neighborhood should have stayed under its smoke. He says Bahitiar's name quietly, too quietly for others to hear. Emmer's body goes hot. The world narrow for 1 second. He forgets the plan. He forgets the cameras, the coach, Galip, everything. He turns towards Yuze and Yuze smiles because he sees the anger working. Then Emmer's hears and other sound, not Bahitiar's voice this times. Malik voice, do not forget who is standing behind you. He breathes one, he steps back. The wall comes toward him instead of pushed Yuze. He turns with balls and leaves him behind. The move is fast, clean, and clear is beauty. Yuze grabs at airs, Emmer runs past, and other players cut inside and sources. The balls the net fields goes quiet for a second. Then some players shout. The coach smiles despite himself. Galip claps loudly from above. Yuze stands still, humiliated. Emmer does not celebrate. He looks at Yuze only once. That look says he heard everything. It also says he chose not to answer in Yuze language. After training, Galip calls Emmer back to the office. He praises him. He says his failed. He accepted him. Emmer says people do not accept pupils. People decide that. Galip smiles at the enjoy. The boy sharp tongues. He says sharpness is useful when it's controlled. Then he offered the contract again. He says the club wants an answer soon. Emmer asks what happened. If he says no, Galip leans back and says nothing happened, but his voice makes the world nothing feels full of her thread. He says life is full of choices. A burned shop can be rebuilt with help or remain scars because of pride. A young man can become a star or stay streets legend. A family can move toward or keep digging in a grave. Emmer eyes hardens at that. Galip dad touches Bahitiar's again. This time Emmer speaks. He says Bahitiar's was not a grave to be used in business talk. The room changes. Galip smiles, fades just a little, not enough for us strangers to notice, but enough for Emmer's. Galip says Galip makes young men rove. Emmer says guilt make older men careful. That sentence land like a stone. Galip studies him from the first time. The mask does not fit properly. He asks what Emmer's mean. Emmer says nothing. He only stands. Galip tells him to think carefully before choosing enemies. Emmer says some enemies chooses themselves. Then he leaves. Outside the office, Emmer passes a partly open door and heavier voices. He stops hidden by the hallway walls. Inside Yuze is speaking angrily. He says Emmer is getting too close. and other voice tells him to calm down. It is not Galip's voice. Emmer does not know it. The man says the boy called can be handled, but the footage is a bigger problem. Emmer's heart begins to hurt Footage they know about footage. Before they can hear more, someone come down the hall and Emmer has to move. He walk away, but now he has something real. Not proof, not yet, but a clear sign. The footage matters to them. That means Bahitiar's death was not clean. When Emmers returned to the neighborhood, everyone sees the change in his face. Hassan asks what happened. Emmer looked at the Tariq first, then a marked notebook, then at Nas and Malik. He cannot hide everything now. He tells them the heard someone mention footage at the facility. The room freezes. Tariq asks who said it. Emmer says he does not know, but the voice warned not Galip and not Yuse. Mud writes this down. Hassan says this proves is involved. Tariq says it proves Galip circles knows something. Hassan asks what the difference is. Tariq says the difference is what keeps the alliance is caught and out of prisons. Hassan laughed bitterly. Court feels like a rich person's world to him. In the world, justice usually arrived late. Tried or not at all, Nas stands and says the need to find the rest of the footage before Galip's pupils do. Malik agrees, but he says they must not run blindly. Emmer says he can listen more from inside the facility. Hassan immediately says he is coming next. Time Ears says no. Hassan's face changes. He asks Emmer has become bigger than after on one training. Emmer says that is not what he means. Hassan says then stop acting like it. The room becomes tense. Sado tries to step between them, but Hassan pushes his hand away. He says Emers keep taking risks alone, then come back and expect everyone to wait like children. Emmer says he is trying to protect them. Hassan asks if anyone asks for the protections. He says Bahitiar's was not only Emmer loses, the first was not only Emmer's fights. The neighborhood is not only Emmer's burden. That sentence hit Emmer's head because it's the truth. He has been carried everything like the story beyond only to him. Pain man cannot make person selfish without meaning to. He looks around and sees their faces. Hassan's anger, Sado fear, Mud focus, Malik sadness, Nas fights, their tried patience. They will not inside this now. He cannot send them away just because danger is real. He apologizes, but the apology is quiet. Hassan does not accept it immediately, but he does not leave Athers. That is friendship is its hardest from staying wild energy. The night the neighborhood held a small meeting, not a official one, not with chairs and speeches. People gathered around the burned shop because the shop is now the center of their fear. The youngers, one of the old voices of the street, speaks slowly. He says they have seen hard days before. They had seen police raid, debts fights, empty pockets, and men with clean shoes coming to take what was not theirs. But fire is different. Fire enters or not theirs, but fire is different. Fire enters a home without asking. Fire touches children, women, old people's memories. If the fire was a message, then the answers must be careful, but it must be as answers. People nod. Nobody says Galim's name loudly, but everyone hears it inside the silence. Fayyaz watches from the side. She has not spoken. Much silence, meeting the person from the past. His eyes keeps moving toward the end of the street as if she expects someone to appear. Malik noticed later. She follows peers into the house and asks what is wrong. Fahira says nothing. Malik says everyone says nothing is the family unit. The silence becomes a weapon. Fahira turns sharply, but by the trust of it, she tells Malik that young people think trust is always freedom. Sometimes trust is a door that should stay closed. Malik asks who is behind that door. Faryar does not answer. His hands shake as she folds a cloth that does not need folding. Malik understands that whatever's happened years ago has returned, that past is not past anyone. It is walking toward them. Meanwhile, Yuse's humiliations on the field grows inside him like poison. He cannot accept that Emmer's beat without even celebrations. A loud victory would have been easier to hate. Emmer's silence makes the defeat feel steeper. Yuse drives through the city too fast, ignoring calls from people who tells him to calm down. He goes to a place where rich young men sit under soft light and pretended dangers is entertainment. But Yuse does not want entertainment, he wants control. He meets the same unknown man whose voice Emmer hears. The man tells him he is making too much noise. Yuse says Emmer must be removed before he causes trouble. The man says removing people create questions. Yuse says questions already exist. The man faces stay cold. He says the footage must be found first. Everything else can wait. This unknown man is important because he show his story is larger than Gallup and Yuse. There is an other's layers and others head moving behind the curtains. He may work for Gallup or against Gallup while pretending to help. The audience does not need all answers yet. In a good mystery, a new face should make the room darker, not clear. His presence tells us Bhityar's death touched something valuable, maybe a deal, maybe a secret, maybe a crime, maybe or an old connections with Faryar's past. Whatever it is, powerful people are afraid of one piece of video. That fear makes the footage more dangerous than a weapon. The next day, Emma returns to the training facility with a plan. He will not only play, he will watch door, faces, reaction and names. Mert has given him a small list of sites to notice: security camera positions, staff entrance, the unknown man face of possibles, office name, car plate, and anyone who react when Bhityars is mentioned. Sado wanted to give advice too, but his advice was mainly not to get kills, which everyone agreed useful but not details enough. Hassan still wants to come, but after the argument he stays back. Help Turk search around the fire sites. The wound between Hassan and Emmer is not fully healed. It sits between them like a stone. They both pretended not to see. At training, Emmer's play even better than before. This is not because he is calm. It is because he has found a purpose. His anger has become a line pointing toward the coach begin to passing him more art. Few still avoid him because Yuse is watching, but football has its own honesty. When a players can change the game, others eventually look for him. Yuse sees this and becomes colder. He stops making open falls. Instead, he begins to whisper to others. He tells one player Emil will take his place. He tells and others that Gallup is building the team around a street boy. He tells a third that troubles follows Emers and anyone close to him with burns. Slowly he tries to make the locker's room suspicious. This is smarter than tackling him. A body can heal from a kick. Trust is harder to repair. Amir noticed the change. Players who smiled in the morning ignore him by lunch. Another refuses to pass. During a drill, someone knocked his back to the floor and say if the accident Amir does not react. He has seen the kind of thing before in poor street. Enemies face you directly in rich systems. They make the airs around you colder until you feel alone. But Tamer is not alone, even if the facility wants him to feel that way. He has the neighborhood in the phone, in his memory, in his blood. During a break, he sent Mert a message with a particle car plate. He says where the officials entrance. This smells the unknown man walking across the upper balcony. Emmer's body goes still. That is the voice. This he assures. He follows at the distance. The man enters a side hallway. Emmers pretend to look at the waters. A staff members tell him players are not allowed there. Him players are not allowed there. Emmer apologizes. Are back. Turn back. But before seeing a name on a door. Archer's room. Archie's footage. He minds connected the world. If the facility has security recording, maybe something linked up. Hitchers is stored there or was moved for them. He cannot enter now. Cameras are everywhere. The sends and others message to Mert. Archive room west hallway sends floor. Mert receive at the burned shop and immediately write it down. Hassan sees Mert writing the ask what happened. Mert tells him. Hassan says they should go to the tonight. Tariq says impossible. The place has security. Hassan says security is only a problem for people who ask permissions. Tariq says this is exactly the kind of sentence that gets your young man arrested. Hassan says snaps the waiting the down nothing. Tariq patient is not the same as doing nothing. He has been chasing that links details fire frightening witness and people who hang up when betrayals make it spoken. Hassan goes quiet because he's heard the accusations. Is Tariq voices everyone is tried, but tried peoples often hurt each others because they cannot reach the real enemy yet. Malik suggests an other's way. He knows someone way used near the facility, not because the club but in a cleaning company that handles some office. Maybe that persons know the layer staff names. Na says she will go the hairs. Emmers will refuses if he wears there, but he is not, and Nas is glad. She is tired of needing permissions from a man who thinks dangers. Listen to him. Malik hesitates, then agrees. This becomes the beginning of their own path in the investigations. It is important because the woman of the story should not only wait for news from the man. They have eyes, courage, memory, and access to places men may ignore. Fahiriyars, however, watches them leave and become affair. She knows the name of persons from the past now. Connect to the same circles. She tries to call someone, then stops. She opens an old box hidden under clothes. Inside are photographs, letters, and a small key. The key is old, but she keeps is like and can still open something. On the back of the one photo, there is a date from many years age and a place near the waters. Fahiriyar touches the pictures with the pain of someone touches a wound that never healed. She whispers that it started again. This small scene the audience then the mystery is not only about recent even the reaches back into the old Istanbul, into choices made before Ammar and his friend understood the world at the facility. Gallips calls Ammar to sign a temporary agreement. He says it's only to protect them both sides while the final contract is prepared. Ammar needs to papers enough. He does not understand all the legal words. Gally watches him with amusement and says Laird can explain later. Emil says people who do not read why the sign spend their lives paying for it. Gallip smiles return. He says Bahitiars thought he well. Emmers look up sharply. Gallip has used the name again, but this time in the way that sounds too familiar. Emir asks Gallip now Bahitiars. Gallip says everyone knows of him. Emir says that was not the question. The room becomes quiet. Gallip changes the subject smoothly. He says the Emir is talent, but talent without discipline is only noise. He says the club can give him discipline, money, and a name. Emmer says name can be clean or dirty. Gallip says oh, poor boys cannot afford to speak like poets. Emmer says rich men cannot afford the trust. For a second they look at each other without mask. Then Gallip laughs. He says he likes Emmer because he has fire. Emmer thinks of the shop and says nothing. Gallip says fire must be controlled or it spread. The world feels like a warning. Emmers leave without singing. These refusals create a new pressures. By evening, new reaches the neighborhood that the help Gallip promised for the kebab shop may be delayed. No one said because Tamer did not sign, but everyone understands our suppliers sudden ask from old debt. A repairman says material cost more now. Someone from the manipulately mentions pyramid problem begin preparing like raids after rain. This is how Galley fights, not with a knife in the street, but with papers, phone calls, and closed doors. The neighborhood feels the squeeze immediately. Some people begins to whisper that Emmer should sign, not because they trust Galley, but because hunger is stronger than pride. And old men say the boy has talent and should use it. A woman says the shop cannot stay half burned forever. A young boy says its Emmer becomes famous. Everyone wins. Hassan hears these whispers and becomes angry, but he cannot fully argue with them. The neighborhood needs money. That is the cruel trust. Gallip has entered Emmer's morals choices into a community problem. If Emmer signs, he may enter the trap. If he refuses, people he loves may suffer. This is why Gallip is dangerous. He knows how to make a good person feel guilty for not obeyed him. Emmer hears the whispers when he returns. Nobody says them directly to his face, but he fears enough. He sees the repairman leaving. He sees Faryals counting money twist. He sees the pawn shop still opens to the heirs. He understands Gallip's message. The upper side of the Istanbul has reached down and placed its hand around the neighborhood throat, not tight enough to kill, yet just tight enough to remind everyone who control the airs. That night, Amar and Malik speak alone near the old field. The lights are weak, the goalposts look tired. Malik asks if he will sign. Amar says he does not know how. He says that may be most honest thing he said all week. He laughs softly, but he laughs despairs. Quickly he tells him Glef is using the shop, the debtor's memory. Everything Malik said that is what men like him do. They do not only buy people, they buy the situations around peoples. Amar say if he signs, he may lose himself. Malik, he says, does not sign. Galip may keep pressing everyone. Amar asks what she would do. She looks at the field and says she would enter the door, but she would not do alone. Amar says the will not the let friends inside. Malik says there are many ways to be inside. Amar can be inside the team. Mud can be inside the details. Tariq might be inside the investigations. Now she can be inside the places no one watches. Hassan and Sado can be inside the street. The neighborhood can be inside the silence. Amar look at her, Thren really look at her. She has given him the shape of a plan. This moment changed the story. Amar no longer has to choose between alone and safe. He can choose together and careful. The fight will still be dangerous, but now it will not rest on the shoulders only. He realized that Malik's strength is not loud, it is seeing the whole board when others only sees the next punch. He tells her she should has been the football coach. She says she does not like running after men who refuse to listen. He smiles for a second. They are young again. Then the city noise returns and the smile fades. The next day, the group forms a quiet plan. Amar will sign the temporary agreements, but only after Tariq looks at the Galip must think Amar is moving closer. Mud with continue mapping names, cars and times. Hassan and Sado will watch the neighborhood and the road near the shop. Naz and Marik speak to the farming cleaning company workers. Faryaz will be watches too. Though nobody says it openly because Malik knows she is hiding something. They agree not to move alone unless there is no choice. They agree to share information even if it are small. They agree not to let Yuse provoke them. This last point is mostly for Hassan and Amers and everyone knows it. Sado raises his hand like a schoolboy and asks what happens if someone tries to burn another shop. Hassan says then they break his hands. Tariq says no one is breaking hands. Sado says he was only checking the rules for the first time in days. The group laughed together. It is not a big laugh, but it matters. Fear loses some power when people can still laugh in front of it. Amar signed the temporary agreement 2 days later. Galip looks satisfied. Yuse looks furious. The coach looks revealed because he only wants a strong players. The players look curious because now Amar is officially in the world even if only halfway. Galip shake Amar's hand and say welcome to the upper side of Istanbul. Amar holds gaze and says Istanbul has only one ground under everyone. Galip say pupils from below always say until they claim. Emmer says maybe people from above say the opposite because they are afraid of falling. Gallip hand tightening around Emmer for half a second before he lets go. The first official practice after signing become more the practice. Reporters appear the edge of the facility. Someone he leaked the Gallip Club. He found a round diamond from the street. Cameras point and Emmer's questions some quickly. He does not feel in the smart of the dream. If he playing for Bhaitiar, does he believe he can become a star? Amit hates the questions because they turn his pain into contact, but the answers carefully. He says he is hard to work, not to speak big. He says Bhaitiar's name belong to family, not headline. He says dream means nothing if they build on lines. Reporters do not fully understand the last sentence, but Caleb does. Uze does too. That answer spread online. Some people praise Emmer for begins reels. Others say he's arrogant. Some calls him the boy from the fire. Some call him the new hope. The neighborhood watch the Calip's or phones. Children repeat his lines badly. Old man, she spoke well. Faryar watches silently and tears gathers in her eyes because Emmer looks so much like Bhaitiar's when he is trying not to break. Malik watches with worry because public attention is another kind of trap. Once a story belongs to camera, trust becomes harder to control. Naz and Malik find the cleaning worker, a woman named Alliance, in a small apartment from the facility. Eileen is afraid as soon as she hears the club's name. She says she does not work there anymore. Malik says that they are there to cause troubles. Naz says troubles already came to their door. Ellie looks at Naz burnt sleeves and understands slowly. She tells them that there is an old archive room on the second floor, but important footage is not always kept there. Sometimes copies are moved to a private office near the web's exit. She also remembers a man who visited late at night, not staff, not player, not coach. He had a calm face as never signed the victorious book. Naz asks if she described Halim. Ellen does. Malik and Naz look at each other. It sounds like the unknown man. Alias give one more details. The night Bhaitiar died, there were cleaning shift change and the facility because of a private meeting. She was told not to enter the second floor. Later, she was Galip living with the unknown man. She did not see Bhaitiar when she heard someone his name. She reported nothing because people like her cannot afford trust. She has dressed children and a protections. Nas anger softened. She understands that kind of fears. Malik may Ali can promise to the uses her name as they leave. Ali says one sentence that chills them. If they are looking for a recording, they should hurry because people were already asking about all copies. This information pulls the group into urgency. Tariq says the need legal access or a safe leak. Hassan says legal access will take too long. Sado says he knows a cushions of a cushions. Who enters places without begins noticed. Everyone says not the same time. Sado says people only respect his idea after they force their own. Mert says maybe do not to enter the archive. Maybe they need to follow the persons who collect the footage. If the unknown man is searching too, he will lead the to next copy. This is a mart and everyone knows it, so he planned change. They will not break into the facility. They will watch the watchers. Emmer's job is to draw the unknown man out at the next training. They speak loudly enough near the hallway, pretending to walk to the phone. He says Tariq has found to clear copy. He says the face can almost be seen. He says that we'll meet nothing tonight. He knows cameras may catch him. He knows someone may hear. This is the point. This bait is thrown. The evening a car begins falling. Tariq mud spots it first because he is watching from a bus stop. Hassan and Sado are nearby on a motorbike that does not sound healthy but still move. Naz and Malik stay near the shop with Firyal through Naz head staying back, but Emmer is at the field pretending not to know anything. The cars follow Tariq through 3 streets. The turns where Tariq enters a busy area. Hassan wants to keep chases closely, but Mark must him to keep distance. Sado says distance is easy because the motorbike refuses to go faster anyway. The car leads them to storage building near the water. It is not fancy, not poor, not forgotten, the kind of place Istanbul keep for things no one want to name. A man gets out. It is not the unknown man but someone working for him. He carries a small bag. Hassan wants to grab him. Merit say wait. The man entered the building. 10 minutes later, the unknown man arrives. Hassan hands tightening the handle pair. Sado whispered that this is now officially a bad idea. Mart takes photo from the way the unknown man speaks with the first man, takes the bag and leave. They cannot hear the word, but they are enough. Some things has changed and everything goes wrong. Yusei appears and other scores. Nobody expected him. He says moment near the corner and notice Hassan bike. His face light with cruel represents player he wants walking toward them. Mark says they have to leave. Hassan says not before they know what is the bag. Sado says he votes for leaving with all bonds included. Yusei called out Hassan's name. The street goes called Hassan step off the bike. Mud cruises quietly. Sado looks like the wants to become invisible. Yusei smiles and the neighborhood dogs have learned the follow scar. Hassan tells him to come closer and repeated it. Yusei does. This is exactly the trap. The unknown man car is leaving. The bag is leaving. Hassan is about to close the real target for the pressure of pushing. Yusei Mark grab in arm and says Bahitiars. One word Bahitiars. Hassan frees his argue as a directions again. He speeds near Yusei shoes, gets back on the bike and tells Sado to ride. Sado shaking says he has never loved Hassan more than is this moment. They follow the unknown man, but because of the delay, they close him near a tunnel. Still, Mert has photo not perfect but useful. The Mert later studies them and notice the bag has a small label from a private security company that may be lead somewhere. The group has lost one chance but gained another's clue. More importantly, Hassan has passed our test. He chose the trust over pride. This matter from the characters. Emmer hears about it later and look at Hassan with respect. Hassan shrugs like it was nothing, but they now both it was nothing. The next emotional turns come out. Firyal's Meg finally contrasts her with Alia from name of the private meeting. Firyal tries to deny everything the break she says years ago before Emmer's was enough to understand Galibhitiars as a connection through another's man. The same man now Moving in the shadow, Bahitiars discover something dirty. Something involved young player contract and maybe begins move through fake details. He wanted to expose it, but he also wanted to protect Emmer from knowing. Faryal does not want all details, but she knows Bahitraz was not simply unlucky. He stepped too close to powerful people. Malik asked why she stays silent. Faryal stays because Bahitraz begged her protect Emmer, and after that died. She throws silence. She was only protection left. Malik's eyes filled with tears, but her voice stayed firm. She says silence did not protect him, it only left him blind. Faryal's confessions does not solve the mystery. It opened the wound wider. Now Beatrice's death is connected to a bigger crime, Emmer's transformer, but maybe not only about talent, it may be Galip's way of controlling the brothers. Would survivals when Emmer learns this, the feel sick, the chance he thought came from the feet, maybe have come from a bargaining water returns in blood. He walks out before anyone can stop him. He goes to the old field and kicks the ball again and again until his legs burn. Every shot is anger, every breath is a question. Was any part of his dream truly his, or has Galip been sharpening? Life has shadow scenes before the news. Malik filled them him. She does not stop him at first. She tells him run until he is too, tries to pretend. She says until he tears his thing because he loved him. But love mixed his fear can still hurt. Emmer says everything decided his life without him. But he tears Faryal's Galip. Even the friend Malik says I decide now, not with agree. Not everyone does. Emmer says want to destroy them. Malik says destruction is easy. Trust is harder. Emir asks trust bring Bihtiar's back. Malik says no. Nothing wall that answers is cruel. But it is honest. Then she says trust can stop from taking more lives. This is what remains. This is the moral center of section 2. Emmer must choose justice over revenge, even while revenge burned inside him. The field has become a burned inside him. The field has become a trap, but it also become a way forward. Galip wants him close to control him. Emmer wants to be close to expose him. Yuse wants to break him through pride. Emmer must refuse his pride bait. The unknown man wants the footage erased. The group was must the copy first. Faryal wants the past views. The young peoples must open it. Every character is now tried to the same questions. What it happened? Pride of trust. The section moved toward its final act with a night match. No unofficial friendly are arranged at the facility. Grips wants to show Emmer to sponsors and test how to perform under watching eyes. Yuse wants to humiliate him. Emmer wants access the private officers near the west exist. Murd plan is simple but dangerous during the match. When most people are watching the field, someone inside the facility moves the footage. If Emmer close enough knows field, the others can watch. Who leave the balcony? Naz and Malik will wait near the sparking area. Hassan and Sado will watch the west exit. They stay ready to follow May lead. Mark will monitor from a place where he can see both the gate and the side road. It is not a perfect plan, but perfect plan belongs to people with power, people like them use courage and timing. The match begins under strong lines. Light the field look like a stage. Emmers field, every eyes on him. Gallup stand with sponsors. The unknown man is there too, pretending to be unimportant. Yusei walk past Emmer and says tonight he will teach with there is belong. Emmer says he's already know. Yusei asks where. Emmer look at the grass and says whenever the ball listens. The whistles below. Yusei plays her from the first minute. He falls, pushes, and whispers. The refers let too much pauses because this is a friendly only in name. Emmer keep moving. He remembers the plan. He must draw attention but not lose control. He must win beautiful passes that and others. He nearly crosses the crowd of important guests react. Gallup smiles for them but watches the unknown man from the corner of his eyes. The Emmer does something unexpected. He stops playing. Savvy belongs to act directly at Yusei, not with angers but with skills. He'd beat him once, then with twist, then a third time so cleanly. Then the Yusei on statement shout. Yusei's face turns red. The field becomes hot. Everyone watch them now. Perfect from outside. Hassan sees movement at the west exit. A staff member leaves quickly with a small scarred case. Shadow whispers that this is Naz. From the parking side, see the unknown man step away from the sponsors group and make a call. Malik sees Gallup notice the same thing. Mud sends and a message to Tariq is moving. Tariq starts in his cars. On the field, Yusei finally loses control. He goes into a brutal tackles. Emmer walls hurt the crowded gaps. Pain shoots through his legs for a moment. The wool pen risks falling apart because Emmer wants to get up at him. Yusei leans close and says Bahtiar should have stayed quiet too. Emmer says too dark. This is the deepest cut. This is the not rumors. This is knowledge. Yusei knows more than he ever admitted. Emmer stands slowly. The referee is shouting. Players are gathering. Gallup is watching. The unknown man is leaving. The case is moving. Emmer must choose between revenge now and trust later. His feet close. Then the smiles at Yusei, not a happy smile, a dangerous one. He says loud enough for Yusei to hear but not others. Thank you for telling me. Yusei's face changes. He realized that he was made a mistake. Emmer turns away. The watch continue. Emmer is hurt but he plays. He asks from the bell, makes one final run and crosses. That this time he does not look at the crowd. He look at Gallup. They Yusei. Then the west exit. Gallup flow. The game on the field was never the game. Only game begins. Played outside. Tariq follow the staff members. Hassan and Shadow follow from father's back. Naz and Malik send update. The case move through the city from the facility of a private parking area. Then into another car. Terry cannot get too close, but marked photos are enough to catch the second car plate. It belonged to a private security company connected to one of Gallup's business partners. This is not the footage itself, but it's the first solid road leading toward it. The section and after the match, Emmer sits alone in the locker's room, his legs wrapped, his body tight, his mind burning. Yusei will repeat in his head. Bahtiar should have been quiet too. That sentence is almost proof, but not enough. It is a door half opens. Emmer knows now that Bahtiar died because he knows something. He also knows Yusei is not jealous. he is involved or at least close enough to the trust to fear it. Gallup entered the lockers room, not smiles this time. He asks Emers enjoy his tight little performance. Emers says he played football. Gallup says football is safer when boys remember it is only a game. Emers stands even though his legs hurt. He says stop begins only a game when people spread. Burning shop are burning brothers. Gallup stepped closer for the first time. His calm voice carries open thread. He says Emmer should be careful. The city is large and young man despairs in it every day. Emmer answers that the city is also full of eyes. People sees everything because nobody thinks they matters. Caleb says seeing is not winning. Emmer says no, but is the beginning. When Emmers leave from the facility, the friend waiting outside the gate. Hassan has dirt on the jacket. Sado looks nervous but proud. Mert looks in notebook like a weapon. Na's eyes are sharp. Malik face is full of worry but also something like hope. Tariq arrives last and says they have the played not the whole trust but a path. Emmer nods. He looked back at the shining facility, at the people beside him. The upper side of Istanbul has money, cameras, contract, and men like gossip. The low side, the money, memory, angers, loyalty, and these do not close. They walk back together. This time, Emmer does not get into Gallup's car. He walks with the people through the night street. His leg hurt with every step, but he does not slow down. This is still divided above the below, rich and poor, clean and burned. But something has changed. Emmer is no longer only begins pulled into Gallup world. He has taken his own people with him, not through he gets, but through the trust he feels become a trap. Yes, but trap can turn it hunted learn the shape of them. In the final image of section 2, Faryaz opens the old box again. She takes out the small key and the photograph. Her hands shake, but this time she does not put them back. She places key on the table. Somewhere in the city, the unknown came. Open the heart. Case sees open file is missing. His calm face break from the first time some hours else uses stares at the phone, realizing Emmer understood too much. Gallup stands at the office window, looking down at Istanbul, but the city no longer seems fully under the control, and Emmer walking through the night with his friend understands the trust of the road ahead. He has entered the game, he has crossed one, he has found a path, but the enemy is bigger than the truth. And Bahitriar's secret is darker than anyone's wanted to believe. The next fight will not only happen on the field, it will happen all room. All lost recording, family lives broken, friendship and the hidden places where Istanbul keeps the sign of powerful man. Emmer does not know if he carries powerful man. Emmer does not know if he wins, but from the first time signed by Triar's died, he knows where to run. The key under the city. The night after the match does not end when Emers and his friend reach the neighborhood. It only changes shape. The streets are quiet, but the silence is not peaceful. It feels like everyone is listening for a sound that he has not arrived yet. The burning kebab shop stands in the dark like a witness that cannot speak. The black mark on the wall look deeper. At night, if the fire still hiding inside them, Emers walks slowly because his legs hurt from uses tackles, but he does not complain. Pain in the body feels simple compared to pain in the heart. A bruise has a place, a cut has edge. The city turns upside down. Istanbul is a city that never shows its full face at once. Some people see the lights, the sea, the tall buildings, the expensive cars. and the clean streets where money speaks softly but rules loudly. Other people see the back street, the tired houses, the smoke from small shops, the children playing footballs on broken ground, and the families who counts every coin before the day end at Altı. Istanbul begins is that second Istanbul, the Istanbul that lives under the shining cover of the city. This is not a story about people who already have everything. This is a story about young pupils who are still trying to understand whether stream belongs to them or only to the rich. At the center of everything is Amar, a young man who carries more weight on his heart than he shows on his face. He has talent, pride, anger, and love inside him. But all of these things are fighting each other. He wants to rise, but he does not want to see his souls. He wants to protect his people, but he is trying to begin the ones everyone look at when dangers come. He wants to believe in footballs again, but Bethar's death has cut something deep inside him. The story begins with a feeling of pressures. It feels like the whole neighborhood is standing on a thin road, but under that road there is fire. Everyone tries to act normal. Shops open, tea is poured, bird is proud, children run in the street, old women watch from wisdom, men talk loudly to hide their fears. But under every word there is one question: what really happened to Bertrand? His death is not just a sad memory, it is a shadow that follows Amar everywhere. It stands behind him when he walks, it sits beside him when he tries to eat, it whispers in his ears when someone emotions footballs. For others people, football may become a game, a career, or a chance. For Amar's, football has become a wound. Every ball reminds him of what was lost. Every field reminds him of promise that could not be kept. That is why when Gallup transform offers come, it does not feel like a gift, it feels like a trap in gold. Gallup knows how to speak to people who need hope. He does not come with open threat at first. He comes with a smile, clean clothes, calm words, and the power of a man who is used to getting what he wants. He understands that poor people are often not defeated by force first. They are defeated by offers they cannot easily refuse. A transfer offer for Amers means money, fame, a way out, and maybe a future for away from the narrow street that raised him. For the neighborhood, it looks like a doors opening for Amers' friends, looks like the catch chance they have all been praying for. But Amers sees something else. He sees claps eyes. He sees the way powerful men look at talent boys from poor palace. They did not see people, they see dolls, they see a body that can run, a name that can be used, a story that can be sold. Understand that if he accepts the offers without knowing the trust, he may be walking into the hands of the same people who had destroyed his palace. This is why Amar refuses to move quickly. He steps away from the field and starts working at the kebab shop. To some people, this look is defeat. A boy with talent standard near smoke and fire, serving food instead of chasing a balls, looks like someone who has given up. But Amar is not giving up. He is trying to breathe. He is trying to find the ground under his feet. After Bethan's death, his fields too wide and too empty. This kebab shop might buy a small, but it's real. The smell of meat, bread, onions, coal, and sweet brings him back to life in a way the stadiums cannot. There he is not a player being watched by men with plans. He is a someone who works with his hands, look people in the face, and stay close to the people who truly know him. But life does not allow him peace for long. In the story, even a small shop can become a battlefield. His friend cannot understand his silence. Hassan, Sado, Mert, and Milak all look at him with different kind of worry. Hassan is the kind of friend who tries to strong even when he is carried. He thinks about the futures like a man who has already learned that poor boy do not get many chance in the mind. Emmer's transfer is not only Emmer's matters. It is chance for all of them to prove that someone's for their street can rise. His shadow is often, but he hides it under jokes and quick word. He does not want Emmer to drown in sadness. He makes noises because silence scares him. Mert and after was carefully. He may not always speak first, but he feels the dangers around them. Malek is different. She does not only one Emmer talent. She sees his pain. She knows that push him too hard may break him, but doing nothing may also destroy him. So she stands in the middle, trying to pull him back to life without forcing him to become someone else. Malik Palace in the story is important because it brings her into a world where men keep making decisions through pride, fear, and power. She understands that Emmer's problem is not just football, his problem is trust. He has lost trust in the game, in the powerful, and maybe even in himself. When she speaks to him, she does not only say, "Go back to football," she tries to remind him who he was before pain changed him. She remembered the boy who ran with fire in the eyes, not because he wanted money, but because the game made him feel free. She wants him to find the boy again, but she also knows that the city is full of people waiting to use that fire. Her struggle is quiet but strong. She wants Emmer to choose life, but he does not want him to fall into Calip's hands. That makes her sports complicated. In good drama, love in never simple. It does not always mean saying yes. Sometimes love means standing in front of someone and saying, "These carefully because this road may eat you be alive." On the other side stands Yuse. Yuse is not only a rival, he is the kind of person who becomes dangerous because he cannot accept losing control. He does not want Emmer near the team. He does not want Emmer near the trust. He does not want Emmer near anything that can change the balance of power. Yuse fear turns into actions, and his actions turn into risk. He is not patient enough to wait for life to give him what he wants. He wants to bend life by force. People like Yuse often think they are brave, but deep inside they are afraid. They are afraid that someone from below will rise above them. They are afraid that the story that they build about themselves will fall apart. Yuse see Emmer as a threat because Emmer has something Yuse cannot buy: real royalty. For the neighborhood, peoples may fear Galip and Yuse, but they stand with Emmer because he is one of them. That kind of loyalty is stronger than money, and that is why it frightens men who only know power. The neighborhood itself feels like a living character. The Yonkers Mahilsai is not just a place on a map. It has a voice, a mood, a memory, and a temper. It can be warm like family, but it can also be harsh like a judge. Everyone knows everyone's secrets, travels fast, but deep trust can still stay burnt from years. A woman looking for a balcony may know more than a man shouting in the street. A child play that change everything. A shopkeepers may pretend not to listen, but Later, his silence may become important. This kind of neighborhood has its own law, it protects its own peoples, but it also demands loyalty. When Amar suffers, the whole neighborhood feels it. When the kebab show burns, it is not only a business that is attacked. It is the heart of the street. The fire tells everyone that the fight has moved from world to real dangers. The kebab show fires become one of the most powerful turning point in the story because fire is never only fire in a drama like this. Fire means warning, fires mean punishment, fire means someone is trying to erase proof, silence people or send a message. When a flame rises from a palace where people eat, work, laugh, and survive, the city suddenly shows its cruel side. Amar and Naz are caught in dangers, and from a moment, all plans become meaningless. Transfer offers bright secrets or arguments, futures, dreams, all of them despairs in front of smoke and panic. In that moment, the only thing that matters in life, the neighborhood runs, people shout name, someone brings water, someone calls for help, someone cries, someone frees. This is where the story proves that poor neighborhoods may have little money, but they have a kind of togetherness that rich men cannot understand. When dangers come, they do not ask who or what, they run toward the fire. Na's daughter dangers at an other's emotional layer. She is not only a person who needs saving, she is a mirror for Amar's fears. When Amar sees her life at risk, something inside him wakes up. Pain can make a person silent, but fear for someone loved can make him move again. Nas become part of the reasons Amar can no longer stay outside the fight. Her presence remind him that the enemy is not attacking his dream, the enemy is now touching the people around him. That change everything. A man can something accept pain of himself, but when the same pain reach the pupils he cares for, patience become impossible. Amar anger after the fire is not empty anger. It is the anger of someone who has finally understood that silence will not save anyone. After the fire, the neighborhood does what it always does. It gathers around the wound. People stand in small group and talk in low voices. The burning smell stay in the air even after the flames are gone. Walk are black, metals is twisted, tables are broken. The palace where people once sat down is now look like a warning from hell. Emmer walked through the damage and touch what is left. He does not cry loudly. He is not kind of person, but his face changes. His eyes become colder. A boy who was trying to step away from footballs now begins to understand that he cannot step away from the fight. The city will not leave him alone. Clapham Muse will not leave him alone. The trust about betrayal will not leave alone. So he must choose his ethers, keep running from the field, from the offers, from the past, and from himself, and turn back and face everyone. The mystery around Bahitars becomes stronger after Tariq investigations. Tariq is important because he does not accept easy answers in a world where powerful people try to close files quickly. A person who keeps asking questions become dangerous. Tariq follows doubt, image, rumors, and small details. He understands that a death can be made to look simple when the people behind it have enough powers. But trust has a strange habit. It hides, but it also leaves marks. A camera image, a wrong sentence, a person see in the wrong place, a fear in someone's eyes. All of these can become a door. Derek begins to push that doors open at the image from the night of, but Bahiter's death becomes important. The story starts moving from grief into investigations. Now Amar is not only a sad young man, he is becoming a man with a reason to fight. The shift is more important for the script because one of the energy at once Amers is pulled footballs and pain. Then the fire and the hidden trust push him toward actions. The audience does not only watch him suffer, his silence becomes heavier, his step becomes more focused. Even his friend notices. Hassan may feel relieved because Amar is finally moving again, but he also knows that is not the same Amars who used to run after a balls. With open joy, Sado may try to make jokes, but his smiles is weaker now. Mert may understand that once Amar start this road, they all must follow. Malik may feels both hope and fears because the Amars who comes back may not come back only for footballs. He may come back for revenge, for justice, or for a trust that can burn more than the kebab shop. The youngsters may stand behind Amars because the fight has become bigger than one person. This is the not only about a transfer, it is only about one future. It is about whether people from the lower side of Istanbul can be crushed without answers. Galip represents a world that thinks everything can be bought. You say represent the spoiled walls of peoples who believe rule all of others. Emers represent the persons who has almost nothing except courage, memory, and peoples behind him. That is why his coming move matters. If he accepts Galip offers, he may enter the enemy house, but he may also gain a chance to learn the trust from inside. If he rejects it fully, he protects his pride, but he may lose the only road that leads to answers. This is the sharp edge of the story. Every choice is angers, every door has a price. The beauty of Altı, Üstü, Istanbul is that it does not show dreams as symbols. Money stories tells young people follow your dream and everything will be fine, but this story is darker and more honest. It says dream can be used against you. Talent can become a chain, a chance can become a trap. Money can center a poor street like medicines, but it can also work like poisons. Amber talent is real, but because it is real, powerful people wants to own it. His friend love him, but even love there can become pressure. The neighborhood sports him. Dad sports like give him responsibility. Malik believe in him, but the belief make him afraid of disappointment. Her Galip offer him a future, but that futures may come with a hidden cost. That is why Emmer's struggles feel emotional. He is not choosing between good and bad, he is choosing between different kind of danger. In this section of the story, Istanbul must be shown in two layers. During the day, the city is noisy, crowded, and alive.